So could your next coffee order help get you to work, literally? Well, in London, that very well may be true. A revolutionary new biofuel made partially from used coffee grounds will now be added to the fuel supply for London's iconic bus system. BioBean, the company behind this fuel, has partnered with Shell to bring this emission-decreasing fuel to one of the busiest metropolitan transit systems on the planet without modifying a single bus. Joining us now in a First on Fox Business interview is the founder and deputy chairman of BioBean, Arthur Kay. Arthur, good to have you on the program. Thanks so much for joining us. Tell us how you came up with this idea and how it works.
Thank you for having me on the program. So we're here in London to announce the launch of the BioBean bus network. BioBean's a green energy company, and we take waste coffee grounds from thousands of coffee shops all across the capital and indeed across the UK and bring them to our factory, and there we turn them into biofuels, which are used for heating homes. And today we're launching, with the support of Shell, powering the world's first bus network with biofuel made from waste coffee grounds.
But how does it work? I mean, coffee grounds can't run your car. I mean, is it just an added substance to the fuel and you need to use less fuel? Explain specifically how this process turns coffee grounds into fuel.
Absolutely. So BioBean takes the waste coffee grounds, so literally just the leftover solids after you make a cappuccino, and we collect them en masse, and then we've developed some innovative technology that allows us to actually extract the natural oils that exist within the coffee grounds, and then working with our partners at Argent Energy, we then convert that into a biodiesel, so a liquid transport fuel. That's then blended with mineral diesel to make a B20 biodiesel blend, which is then added into our bus network here in London. And so, as you said at the beginning, it's something that can be used within the existing bus infrastructure, so no engine modifications at all, and no additional costs to Londoners for travelling on the system, and significant savings in terms of carbon.
So Arthur, this is a really interesting process that you're talking about. One of the criticisms of biofuels, though, has been that they're not a sustainable fuel source and that they're maybe not as environmentally friendly as we think. Tell me a little bit. I mean, it sounds like an extensive process you have to go through in order to make that. How is it benefiting the environment?
You're absolutely right. And historically, first-generation biofuels have come under criticism for exactly this. So typically crops that are grown and then chopped down to then make biofuels are often more expensive and also unsustainable. What BioBean makes, on the other hand, is what's known as a second-generation biofuel, a product made from waste rather than from crops. And so we collect coffee grounds from these coffee shops and instant coffee factories, which saves them money in terms of disposing of their waste. And then when we process them, we can process them very efficiently into not just the biodiesel, which we're talking about today, but also 2 additional products. So we can, the 100% of the waste coffee grounds produced, we turn into renewable energy products. So the biodiesel is 20% of that, but the remaining 80% is actually solid biofuels. A couple of years ago, we launched a biomass pellet. And actually last year, we launched a product called Coffee Logs, which are a really exciting innovation here in the UK, which are biomass briquettes made from waste coffee grounds that can be used in a wood-burning stove or even an open fire, saving our customers money in terms of cheaper fuel for their homes. And we're just getting, as you can probably see here, a chilly winter here in London, but also critically, again, saving CO2 emissions, and can be used within their existing wood-burning stoves and open fires.
Arthur, it looks good.
Can this ever be scaled up to be an actual resource that fuels most cars? Or is this just kind of a gimmick that you're doing just in buses and doesn't get much bigger than that?
No, it's absolutely not a gimmick, but it's a question we get quite a lot because of the fun nature of coffee. So in our previous products, we've really focused on not just doing a one-off flash in the pan, but doing this at scale. So our factory that we built here in the UK, for example, has a 50,000 tonne a year capacity. So billions of cups of coffee running through our factory being recycled. And in terms of our, in terms of coffee waste recycling, it's a big impact.
All right.
Your question around will this ever be ubiquitous in terms of our fuel infrastructure? Great points. And to that, you know, even if we got all of the waste coffee grounds in London, about 200,000 tonnes, it would only be enough to fuel about 1/3 of London's buses.
Arthur,
so it's never going to be a
innovative.
total replacement for. It's never will be a total replacement for fuels.
Arthur, thank you so much. Incredibly innovative. Arthur Kay will